NTV.
A very good morning. I'm glad you're still with us here on Morning at NTV. It's fast approaching the hour of 8 a.m. and we now go into our Kickstarter. For those that are just joining us, welcome on board. Now, on Fridays, we do focus on the arts. And in the arts, there is the music, film industry, and everything that comes with aspects that are aesthetic and sometimes very, very cultural. Today, we want to look at the prospects, the emerging trends in music, and what 2024 holds for the industry. What is that particular trend that can be capitalized on, especially by the musicians who want to make a mark in the industry and those who are doing business within the industry, so that we can go forward. There is a lot that we shall be chewing on, but that perspective will come in very, very handy with music and industry icon, somebody whose views and of course vantage point of course matters. Eddie Sandy, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Pretty good, but grappling with what is no doubt a widespreading wave of the flu.
Yeah.
I hope I'll be better by the end of the week.
Quick recovery.
Effectively is tomorrow. Now, the year ended 2023.
Yes.
There is always a tendency to look at what was. Some people have told us that let's not look at what was. Let's look at what can be. Because people who have made it in life in a transformational way are usually trying to project what is going to happen in the future and ensuring that the opportunities that will emerge are taken on head on, but most importantly, all the juices are squeezed out of that.
But the historians as well tell us that for you to know where you are going,
you must know.
You must know where you are coming from.
And that is where your perspective is important. First and foremost, as we go into 2024, as a music and industry watcher, there are a lot of things that you want to pick your mind on and perhaps address. Before I even do projections or what can be, what kind of technologies will influence the kind of music that we shall be consuming as listeners, viewers, and everything that comes with it, what do you make of 2023?
2023, life has two sides, just like a coin.
Now you're becoming philosophical.
Now it depends on which side of the coin you're looking at it, or you're looking at the coin from. But I'll give both sides.
All right.
One, 2023 has seen further decline of Uganda's music. Why?
You don't say.
One, the infiltration of foreign music is on a high rise. And what is bringing this infiltration is because our creativity is on a low. You know, whenever the consumers don't get good music,
they will look
for it. And when they look for other options, they'll get Nigeria, they'll get the US, they'll get South Africa, Amapiano, they'll get Dangote, or call him Diamond Platinums, etc., etc. Two, if you take note, or if you've been following the trends, old music is the in thing now. And it is so strange. A 50-year-old band is the most booked band, highly paid, in a society where the biggest population is between 18 to 35.
Interesting.
So, because the old music Or rather, because there is no new good music, good in capital and bold, people are finding solace in the old music. And that's why you find Afrigo is laughing all the way to the bank. So, my 3 reasons why I say that on one side of the coin, the music industry has performed badly. There is a high penetration of foreign music. Every club you go to, every radio station. Now, media houses are even starting to play that today is Ugandan night. You know, when you start getting categorized
in Uganda,
and
in a week,
and then there's a segment that Ugandan night.
Wow.
It should be Nigerian night, maybe. It should be African night, and we get to listen to the Mafiki Zoros and the Keitas and, you know, the Diamonds and the Kidumus and whatever. But in Uganda, a media house, some people don't take note of this. But in the 80s, guys, I'm sorry for those, when you say, sometimes when you say things like the 80s, some people want to even switch off the telly because their parents were young, so they weren't completely born. But in the 80s, Kadongo Kamu was the in thing.
Yep.
Today, you find a media house once a week or once a month with the Kadongo Kamu hour. That is a sign of extinction. You get what I mean? For those who have been around like me, you will remember Kadongo Kamu being played all over the place, a guy with a guitar on UTV broadcasting from what is Aya, I think, hotel, whatever that thing is called. You know? I think it was Matia Kakumirizi singing Nyumba Metusura Vitu Daganya, Nyinga la Minizo Zibawereza. That was there was a time when those were the songs all over the place. Now, to show you that Kadongo Kamu is getting close to extinction, it has an hour somewhere. I'm using that as an example to prove my point that to one side, it's unfortunate, our music is on the way out, and the reasons to support is the love for old music. Just the other, about a month or thereabout ago, Serena was full to capacity, not even no standing position for Chikade. And the strange thing is, they weren't old people. If you walked in there, you would look an old man out. They were young people, young, I mean 18, 20, 25.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
Because the new music isn't good. Now, I don't like to critique, and I don't give a solution.
No, you're being very candid, and which is acceptable. We must be, in order to understand exactly how.
The solution is this. All people in the creative industry, especially the music creative industry, please do us a favor, go back to the drawing board and stop creating Chikubo Chite.
What is that?
Chikubo Chite is, do you have any track there? You give it to me, you are a producer, so you get something from the trash, or you delete what the project you had just done, delete some lines, give it to the guy. He starts bam bam kwata kora bam bam gunogocha rale ronku da and the song is out and it is hitting the airwaves. Then the next thing you know, the song is in the club.
All right.
Please go back.
Chai Wenjai.
I talk about Crystal Panda because he's my friend. Then you see guys spoiling shoes. I heard that song. One of my sons spoiled his shoe over poking his feet in the ground, and I had to buy another pair of shoes within a month. You know, and
Crystal Panda.
He's my friend. He's a musician. You know, he works here. Until recently, he's been a colleague. Before I exited. But anyway.
That's interesting.
So, please go back. Create some...
just a minute. Let me listen to this particular track. And
I wish they can play for me and they show.
See exactly what your son got himself into, that kind of trouble. Can I have some sound, please, producer?
Ngenda mwambala nga nvudde ku ntebe. Talina mwana.
All right, interesting there. Fumite chigere mutaka.
Hey, fumite chigere mutaka.
Do you have any grass at home?
No, unfortunately. My compound is paved, so fumite chigere mutaka. The chap kept putting it on the pave, and within no time the shoe was gone, so I had to buy another pair of shoes.
Crystal Panda.
If he wasn't my friend, I would find him and
shall be looking out
ask him for my 150,000 shillings.
Provide some shoes for some of your the consumers of your music, because they no longer have these shoes with them. Apparently, your music is leading to. Anyway, let me try to compose myself, because it's been a roller coaster of 5 minutes after Mr. Sandy made that. Well, for now, it's an accusation. Welcome to the program, Kagwa.
Thank you very much.
Given a chance, I would like to finish my submission.
Finish that submission.
Now, so, people are producing music that can go beyond a month or two. Now, I was still making a call to the creatives.
Yeah.
Please create good music. Create music that can stand the test of time. And yes, you might be misunderstood at the moment. It might not be loved so much. It might not be what so many people look out for. It might not be a hit song, but you are going to help the society. And trust me, you will benefit more. Because when this song comes in today, and it is loved so much, it is all over the place, then it goes down in 2 months, it means you have to keep churning out music every now and again.
Which is not sustainable.
Which is not sustainable. And two, if you are looking at the future, unless otherwise, there is still hope that creatives will one time have a collecting society, organized, run professionally, and you can earn from your music without holding a microphone.
Excuse me.
Now, if you've done music that can stand the test of time, even in 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, that music will still have airplay, and therefore you will be benefiting. When you do what some people sarcastically call bubblegum music, it means in 10 years, 15 years, when your creative juices have gone low, you will not have any music playing, and therefore you will be weak physically, mentally down, so you can't create, and financially low, and then you will be a problem.
Interesting that you've just offered us a whole lot of fodder that we can chew on in this particular discussion. The Christmas season or festive season has just gone, and I was somewhere trying to interact, and the different Christmas carols that were playing, there was a distinct difference when other songs played and then File Lutaya songs came on. All of a sudden the mood became actually Christmas because of the songs. And one person intimated to me is like, those are the Christmas carols, referring to Bongo Little Tire's music. Kagwa, you've found us at a very interesting phase of the program. We've just started, of course, but what's your take on some of the concerns that Mr. Sandy raises? And if you can, please share with us, what does it take to do good music? Some of these musicians, I'm sorry for that, but some of these musicians are attending to what their customers want.
One thing about, first of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year too.
One thing, when we talk about the creative industry, it's not like a shop where you're selling shoes, because when it comes to shoes,
you used shoes there.
When it comes to shoes, like their school shoes, which literally everyone is buying.
That's right.
The creative industry is where he can produce something different, I produce something different, but the market finds a way of consuming these two different things together. So the whole thing of people producing apparently what the market wants goes back to, why did someone join the industry? Like, I think if you've read a lot of what Just Safari puts on Facebook, his experiences, you'll find that there are very many artists that got into the industry to buy a car, to buy a chain, to be famous.
Wow.
And then there are those that were called by music, like somehow they got into music because they couldn't help it, like music was their calling.
They bellow the tunes
those
naturally.
Two are very, very different. Those are artists that will try to do something different because they feel it must be different. They feel they must deliver something special. And then there are those that came to be famous, and they will look for something that's trending. Now I will not mention names.
All right.
But
You will save me a lot, by the way.
So,
But the audience,
They've understood. They know.
no, they don't.
They don't.
The audience wants names so they can understand where you are coming from, or for them to, you know.
I'll give you an example.
Even in school, they would give examples.
I'll give you an example that
Names.
at the moment, before I say name, at the moment, when I say people tend to go to something that's popular because they want to become popular, they want a hit and everything. At the end of 2022, there was a song by Fireboy, Nigerian, and Ashake. I think it was called Bandana. It came out, and there is a way Ashake sings the chorus like he has a choir behind him. So before we knew, literally, because Ashake's song and Fireboy was very, very famous in Uganda. Before we knew, literally every song that came out last year, from Wanawacha, from Chirombe Chazabu, Pinky, there was Yuga Boy's Salary, like literally every song that came out literally had a choir behind it. Those are people singing to get a hit, to become popular. I cannot say music is their calling.
All right.
Most of them are performing in the moment because kino kye kitambula we tugenda otambulira. If we wake up today and people are singing something different, they will jump onto that.
Yeah.
Then there are people whose calling is music. Those people will do music and it will not be popular, but they will somehow stick to what they are trying to do.
Now, one thing I must share is that whatever happens in society to the multiplicity of individuals is representative of that society. Now, for example, the musicians who might be singing songs that do not last longer than 2 months, what he described as those are the bubblegum hits, and Chikube what?
Chikubo Chite.
Yeah, Chikubo Chite. I mean, these are people who are responding to available circumstances and the needs of the market.
No.
You cannot fault them.
No.
Kindly, just bear with me, I come in a second.
Please do.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
Okay.
2, if we go back to where we started from, musicians used to be in the king's court, and they would be the people who would sing. Mukama waffe omusolo ogususe mukama waffe, and they would use music to pass on a message to the king and the king's men, the royal courtiers, about challenges of society.
Yep.
Sometimes they would as well use music to sing about diseases and other problems the society is facing, for the people to know about them. I'm not saying musicians should go back and sing about COVID and sing about a new strain of COVID flying around and malaria and AIDS and Ebola combined and all that. No. But if you do good music, trust me, and if you're in the industry and you don't know what good music is, please, you are in a wrong place. If you do good music, it might not get you a hit song.
And those are the
But
challenges.
It will be there for long. 2, if you are chasing the wind, then you are bound to fail. In chasing the wind, I mean going with, you know, we have people who for quite a long time have taken advantage of every slang that comes about. Not in bad faith, but you go and look for music made by Moon G. Okay? Go to YouTube, type in Moon G, M-U-N space G. Listen to most of his music. And I don't know why. He used to play music that would make me laugh. He would pick on any slang that comes by.
You see, that one was attending to something that you relate with.
What I'm saying,
You makes you laugh.
yes,
happy.
but when he stopped, that was the end of it. You don't hear his music played anywhere. Okay?
The thing is, your song will stay for as long as the slang is around.
Thank you.
And, okay, like, I still remember one of the very first times when I met Kenneth Mugabe, and I would tell people about Kenneth, and everyone was telling you, that music cannot work. Even the artists that were performing at that time, and they were telling you those things to be tunda. Like, I've seen some of them fall off the industry after performing tirelessly, and trust me, I do not think a lot of money comes from performing around. I've seen them perform tirelessly, and to date, for some reason, Kenneth is still performing the songs he released by the time they were releasing the hits, and they are not performing the songs that they had then that they were hits. They are not performing them because no one wants to listen to them. So for me, I think that's the difference between good music and a hit song. Like, I do not know if when Maddox's music came out.
Now, one thing that we must be attendant to is the fact that the market is huge. It can be saturated at one point. There is something for everyone. There is something for a person who simply wants to, as the slang now goes, okuvako for the day. And that's what they want. They want to sing along, they want to dance, and that is the entertainment part of it. And there's a particular musician attending to that person. And then there is another one who wants to sit back and appreciate lyrics for the messages that are coming out. That one is also there. But one thing that
attending to that one,
there are so many people.
Like I feel like when I listen to Ugandan radio, I hear one sound.
You hear one sound.
Yeah, like these other artists that we are saying are good and not on TV, and they are not on radio. Who is playing them?
Is that a syndicate?
The challenge is majority of, it's the unfortunate bit, majority of our mediocre artists do a lot of promotion of their songs, and they are advantaged because it is easy, sometimes catchy, sometimes someone has picked a bass line from another prominent song, so it is a familiar sound to the ear. Being familiar, you run to it more quickly, and the organic real musicians are not very good at promoting their music.
And that's where everyone has to learn something
from another.
Yeah.
But I think 2024, we need to throw the ball to the media houses.
Before you do that, have you thrown the ball to the script writers, to the producers? Because my understanding is that sometimes musicians don't write their own songs. There's somebody writing them.
True.
And then they do the singing. Now, how do you expect, if a script or a particular song has been written by somebody with a thinking that is, well, mediocre, as you say, how is a musician supposed to transform that?
I think as a musician, you're not supposed to sing every song they present to you. Like, at the end of the day, it's your voice, it's your name that's coming out. You're not supposed to record everything that they bring to your table.
So how do we deal with the very pertinent pressures of society? Because a musician is a living thing. They have families to feed, they have a life to live, they need to earn an income.
Music is powerful, and sadly, okay, I feel sad most of the times that our artists do not realize how music is powerful. The market is not supposed to force artists into recording things. Like, they are supposed to force us into listening to their different amazing things. Just like the public cannot force media houses to report what they want, but we set the agenda. It's literally the same thing with music. Like, what if we woke up and all Ugandan artists were singing different amazing things that is not one sound? Are we going to turn off the radios because they are bringing something different? Like, I mean,
we shall be compelled to listen.
Even the chorus thing we are listening to was new at one point. It's not the public that told them to record that chorus thing. So
would I be extreme if I said there is a tragic lack of talent within the current generation? And let's begin the discussion from there.
To the contrary.
Since there isn't talent,
no.
What can be done?
No, to the contrary. We have a lot of hidden talent in Uganda.
You've been around for a while.
Yes, we have the talent.
Yeah.
The only problem is most of the talent is unfounded. 2, it needs a bit of brushing up. 3, it needs better use of the latest technology.
We shall be discussing technology and how it can transform revenues, how it can transform quality. But let's first tackle these issues you're talking about. Who can do the transformation of this talent? Who brushes? Who does the brushing?
It's an effort that needs me, you, and everybody.
Me, I'm doing my part. We're amplifying this issue.
Thank you very much. Now, it's an ecosystem. Let me tackle the industry insiders first.
All right.
The songwriters.
The goods.
The songwriters need to do their part. The singers need to do their part. The voice trainers need to do their part. The instrumentalists need to do their part. The producers, the managers, the promoters. Okay? It's not a one-man thing. Because however much you might have a very good voice, but because you can't write, so whatever is written for you, you just sing. I have seen musicians like Rema. She's one of the artists that
Mr. Sandy loves dropping names.
Yes, so that people can understand. She's one of the artists that gets the highest number of songs thrown at her for her to sing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Her manager is a friend of mine, so this is how I come to know it. Every now and again he has a song he's listening to. They sent me this one, then he plays and says, I'll come back to it. Then I would like to see you, my name is so and so, but can't we talk over the phone? I have something I want you to listen to. Send it through. If I don't like it, I'm deleting it straight away, so you don't claim I plagiarized your music and stuff like that. And out of like 100 songs, they can pick one.
That is tragic.
For at least several reasons. There are some songwriters who even look at a person and see what is going through their lives and write a song that you would think the singer wrote.
Yeah.
But when actually this person just looked at the musician and wrote a song.
Wow.
I'll give an example. Nabikowa by Juliana. Juliana didn't write Nabikowa. But Silva Chagulanyi looked at her, looked at what she was going through, and wrote something that was exactly befitting. Mariam Ndagire has a song called Chichwa Mvuma. Chichwa Mvuma came in at a time, okay,
when she was having her troubles.
Yes, she's like a social media wasn't there then, but yeah, if it happened today, she would be all over the place. Siri Muyembe by Rema was written by a chap you wouldn't let in here, okay, but he wrote it at, so Why am I saying all this? Let everybody do the right thing at the right time. And please, when you are a musician or when you are a singer, don't sing everything that is thrown at you.
Okay.
3, please have a team. Have some people, have somebody. Let me say this in Uganda. Better work on omuntu owensa. Have somebody with stature, with sense near you, whom you can bounce off this song that has been sent to you, to help you say, yes, it's catchy, but what is it saying?
That is something that is bordering on my thoughts right now. And let me toss this to Kandru Kagwa. If, for example, there was an option for an average musician or a songwriter for that matter to provide their work to as many distinguished and acclaimed music icons or watchers, so to speak, to scrutinize it before the musician also has a look at it, would that improve the quality? Would it involve some bit of twitching here and there so that the messages or the scripting kind of becomes fit for purpose, just like he said that some people are able to write and give more like reflections on an artist's life they are going through. Should musicians be able to get the opportunity for people to look at these scripts, as many people as possible? Or that again would complicate things.
But that's how art works. Like that's how good art works. Like most people work with other people. Like they work with people they believe in, people they respect, and at times people that are more creative than them. Like some of the foreign songs we look at and we see the song was written by 5 people. Initially the song might have been written by 1 person, but when other people listen to it, maybe they edited a line of, but that also counts as writing.
Or they chipped in a word or 2.
Yeah, or they threw in a word or 2 and they made the song better in some way. Like people should be working with other people. Like you cannot be working alone when it comes to creativity and
putting out quality stuff.
Yeah, if you're to put out quality stuff.
So in 2024, as we enter the final bend of this discussion, what can be done on top of the emerging technologies, but mainly technologies that do help on traction and revenues, rarely on quality? I can't say technology improves quality of music. No. It doesn't. It only helps in traction and
at times in production revenue. It does.
Technology helps if properly used.
Okay.
But you have to be very careful not to misuse it. Too much of anything is always bad. How does technology help? You are able to do a demo more easily. You can play the guitar, you can play the drums, you can do so many things in your own small homemade studio. And then you need a small sound card put to a laptop and you can sing and record that voice. Now take that to a more professional studio where you will get the Michael Woomers, the Sharmam Shagas, the whoever to come and play a live guitar. But originally you did the guitar using technology. Then you can say, now I need a saxophone, a real live saxophone. So you've used technology to make your demo in preparation of doing a good grade song with live instruments. So technology is used nicely there.
All right.
2, we have to accept that music, the way music is dispensed has changed as well. Years ago, music was only on radio and TV, but now
so many other platforms
have come through, and with luck, with God's luck, somebody can, a emerging artist can come through the digital platforms and is embraced by mainstream. So you have to embrace that as well in 2024.
And use that particular opportunity.
Use it well.
Yeah.
Do good music. Put it on TikTok, for lack of a better example. Okay? If it is good, chances are very high the music schedulers in mainstream might pick it, or they would pick it.
That's a huge challenge, and it's one that I think if anybody, let me just give an example. If 35 young boys and girls who are on TikTok were able to put out some music, and it's catchy, insightful, the possibility that this music will be, what do they call it in music industry, plagiarism, copying. It could be taken in journalism is plagiarism, but somebody could take it on before one who can transform that particular amateur singer actually gets to take on the challenge.
It's a new challenge actually, which has mostly been presented by AI, because there was a time, I think 2 weeks back, there was an issue with a song. I think it was called Njaluala, recorded by a new little known artist. Someone got the song and replaced it with Alien Skin's voice using AI. And of course, as Ugandans, as you know, we can be stupid. People went online and they said the boy should leave the song to Alien Skin because he's more famous, which was absurd.
Very absurd indeed.
When it comes to the way we think and process things. But yeah, there are dangers when it comes to technology, and at times we cannot even answer those dangers right now, because even in other markets they are still trying to find ways of tackling them. Like, I remember Billboard pulled down songs of Kanye West because they learned it wasn't Kanye West that did them. Someone wrote their own songs, put AI and used Kanye West's voice, but it could sound like Kanye West. So some bits of technology are still new for the entire world.
Very new and shocking.
But that doesn't stop the Ugandan artists from using technology in the best way they can. Of course, technology is the reason why we have some artists, thanks to autotune. Like, some people can't sing, but technology is helping them stay afloat.
Okay. There's a lot that we can chew on with regard to what technology does. The other day I was taken aback and actually shook. My pressure levels rose after I landed on a video that somebody had transposed my voice onto. And gotten a video while I was on air. And for 5 to 10 minutes, I sweated. Like, I haven't broadcast this. How the hell is it? And then I was like, okay, this is AI. But abuse could happen. But let me look at, I'd wanted to discuss the revenue aspect of music, but we cannot actually discuss revenues when we are still grappling with issues about quality. So where do we go from here, Mr. Sandy?
Where we go from here, let's talk revenue a bit. We need to look at technology and see how we can exploit technology to better ourselves, to make some money or some revenue, okay, through embracing technology.
How best can this revenue be plowed back into the production processes, into the synchronizations of various aspects, including script writing and all this consultation that goes on behind the scenes? How can it improve?
I always talk about enforcement of the copyright law. This is one area, and give me just 3 minutes, I explain this very quickly.
Well,
if the copyright law is enforced, the law is around, but is not enforced,
We have enforcement issues across the country on so many other things.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now, if it is enforced and if it is used from the A that is at the beginning of creation, how? When a song is produced in studio, there is supposed to be something called a spreadsheet. That spreadsheet, basically, it dictates who gets what percentage.
And who did what?
Who did what? I wrote, you have a percentage. I played a shaker in the song. Kacha, 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 kacha. You hear that shaker?
That was me.
That was me. You have a share. I backed up Andrew as he was singing. I have a share. I played the guitar. I have a share. I was the producer. You have a share. I was the studio technician. You have a share. I'm the executive producer or publisher. You have a share. Now, if that paper can go to the collecting society,
all right,
and the collecting society embraces technology, how? Using apps like the Songboost app, which helps to monitor music on both radio and TV, so that the app gives the collecting society the information of which
number
song
of times
played where, how many times. So when the collecting society picks money from Nation Media Group and they want to pay out to people whose music was used, the collecting society uses Songboost's technology to know who to pay how much. And all the people involved are paid because they used the split sheet.
Yeah.
You get it?
all right.
So definitely the money will get plowed in. Will get plowed back
in.
A producer who is okay in terms of his sure of lunch, breakfast, supper, will put some time into creating something good. A guitarist who knows that every 3 months or 6 months there is some money that's coming in as part of his royalties through the ecosystem I've just explained.
That's right.
Will create better. But today the chap is sleeping rough. He doesn't know when the next meal is coming. When you get to him, he's not fit mentally. So he will just play
anything.
And a producer,
and that's where quality is compromised.
Thank you. A producer who is hungry, okay, when you walk in, whatever you are singing, he doesn't mind. What he minds about is the 300,000 shillings you've given him.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's happy that at least the landlord is going to be paid for a month or two. So we need to embrace technology in all aspects, use it correctly, and it will get us in a better position come 2024.
Andrew Kagwa,
Yep.
60 broadcasting seconds.
I think the industry should seek being more professional. Like at the moment, I'm hearing very many people talk about copyright, but even when you look at their own music, the music they're releasing, like there is a fact that they've not documented who contributed to their own music. And I'm talking about the new music they're releasing, even as they're talking about copyright.
All right.
So we need to be more professional. Like I noticed when we talk about copyright in Uganda, most artists are usually very selfish about it. They think about themselves, but they don't think about the other people that contributed to their music.
Interesting there. Gentlemen, Andrew Kagwa and Mr. Sandy, many thanks for the perspective. It's been very enlightening, and I hope everyone out there who's been listening and watching is emboldened in how we can improve the quality of music that is churned out by the artists, but also the ecosystem itself that is responsible for the production of these particular products. Stay with us. Morning at NTV.